friends, we are halfway through Me Made May, so I wanted to give a little report, a little recap, and share what I've been up to and what I've been learning. So, Me Made May is really just about improving your relationship with your Me Made garments. Now, that can be like simple goals, or you can make it really complicated, like I did. I set out 4 goals for myself. So, thought I would have a little check-in since we are a little over the halfway point. So my goals were to get a little more creative / intentional about what I am wearing, mostly around the house because I work from home, and then to document how I feel about my outfits. So those 2 goals are really kind of to address how I was kind of just like dressing on autopilot, really reaching for the same like jeans and t-shirt or like leggings. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially like working from home. Comfort is key. But I was kind of like, yeah, on autopilot. It's a little bit like stuck in a rut. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity to kind of kick myself into gear a little bit and start experimenting and playing around with some of the non-t-shirt items in my wardrobe, and it's been really fun, and I'm really glad that I did that. I'll get to the other 2 goals in a second, just to say that like the beginning of the month was really kind of a hard time. I was really struggling like physically and mentally, and yeah, and so sometimes if you have this like external like social challenge, like that can just be like, nope, too many things, just put it away. But in this case, like it was really great for me to kind of have something to look forward to while like I wasn't feeling very well. So that was really good for me. Then my other 2 goals were around Instagram. So wanting to get a little bit more engaged back into the Instagram sewing community, and I've kind of done that, kind of not. Yeah, we'll see if that improves, if I can, yeah, make some improvement in the rest of the month. And then my last goal was I had a big pile of things that needed refashioning or altering. So I've gotten started on those and I'll share my progress. So first up, I wanted to share a little bit about what I am learning and liking and not liking through those first 2 goals of having some more intentionality about getting dressed in the morning or sometimes the afternoon, let's be honest. Um, and then like documenting how I feel about that. So initially I had started like a little hand journal to look at what I was wearing. That's what I did last year. I just documented like what I wore in my bullet journal, and that worked really well. But having the like little extra step of kind of evaluating how I was feeling about it, I found that I was like I just like couldn't quite get in the rhythm of reaching for my paper journal. So I ended up doing a little spreadsheet, and that ended up being much, much easier. I have talked about this a lot. Like I have ADHD, and being consistent about things it's not my strong suit. Like even like eating every day is not a guarantee for me. It's something I really have to like work at. So yeah, recording every day what I'm doing, it's not been super easy, but it has been really rewarding, and I'm really glad that I found a way to simplify it and make it a bit easier for myself. Honestly, I have a Google Sheets spreadsheet, and I just keep the tab open. So whenever I like start my work for the day, it's just open and it like reminds me to like, oh, just jot in what I'm wearing. And I even simplified like the how I feel about it part to, I have like a little notes section, a little feels section that I can put notes in if I want. And then I also have a little like rating column of how comfortable do I feel and just like what is the general like feel of the outfit that I rate from 1 to 5. So I think that is working for me, and it's been fun to look back over the last, just 16 days to see yeah, what I have loved and what like wasn't quite it for me. I'm definitely tempted to, if I get dressed and because I work from home, if I don't like something, just like take it off and change. But I've been trying to like sit with some of the choices that I've made and like some of the things that I've paired together, and yeah, try to work out like what's not working about it if that's the case, or if like I put something together, don't like it initially, like maybe by the end of the day it's kind of grown on me. So yeah, this experiment has been really informative, and I'm getting like a lot of data about what I like and what I don't like and what takes time to warm up to, or what just like, nope, that isn't for me. So I thought I would share a couple of my learnings with you. So I brought, these are my top 5 favorite outfits that I have pulled, as well as some things that I was like, oh, this needs some work. So possibly my favorite outfit so far is just this like really simple t-shirt and skirt combination. Now, I did pull this out of the laundry because I got toothpaste on it last time I wore it, but this is my Dawson tee. And I actually have another one in this pile. I love these t-shirts. They're both actually from a bamboo cotton jersey mix, and it's so soft and so comfortable. I think it just hits where I want of being like form fitting but not clingy. So excellent t-shirt, and I wore it paired with this midi skirt. Now I made this it might be one of like the oldest makes, maybe like the second oldest thing that I have in my closet that is still fitting and working for me. And honestly, I'm amazed because this is a viscose and it's finished with like zigzag stitch, and it has held up so well. I made it 4 years ago. Yeah, so May of 2019. So it's been around the block and I still love it so much. It's actually the skirt portion of the chalk and notch orchid dress. The dress didn't work for me. It was very like bluesy, and I was not into that at the time. Probably still wouldn't be, but I love it as a skirt. But it does need some work, and that is what I found out because I like felt so cool pairing the like yellowy mustard with this dark green. I really love this together, but I noticed a couple of things when I pulled this skirt out. The elastic just doesn't feel, it's very like wimpy elastic, and I think I want to replace that for sure to something a bit more substantial. Also, there's like some kind of fade. There's something weird with like the coloring happening here. So to me, this skirt is yellow because it has a yellow background, but then these are like black and white circle medallion things. And so it comes off like kind of gray when you look at it from far away. But there's something weird like in the variant. I have no idea if it's coming through on screen or not. But I think I want to try a dye job on this just to get the coloring a little more even. So I think I want to find like an ochre, yeah, over dye, which means that it will get the background like a little more even, but it'll also dye those like little white spots ochre as well. So I'm kind of hoping it will have less of that like graying effect. But I do still really like this skirt. It's like midi length. It's not straight. It kind of has like an A-line, and then this nice slit down the middle with mitered corners. It was the first time I had ever done those. And yeah, again, I'm just like so surprised for being like a very crappy like market. I think it was like €1, €1 or €2 a meter. I'm amazed how well this has held up, but I want to give it some more love and hopefully keep on wearing it a whole bunch in the future. So this is kind of similar formula of bamboo Dawson top. This one I made in January in this kind of like cornflower blue. Very soft and cozy with the long sleeves. And then I paired it this time with, this is kind of like the skirt that keeps on giving in my wardrobe. Like I wear it all year round. It's super comfortable because I put an elasticated back on it. So it's the Ella skirt from Forget Me Not, and it's the like shortest version. It has kind of a high-low hem. It's super floaty with the little ruffle here. I I didn't expect to love this print like as much as I did when I bought it, but like yeah, it's got almost this color blue in there as well as like 3 different types of greens. So it just goes with so much in my wardrobe, and yeah, I'm just like very, very happy with this one. This next one is one that I just made. So this is hot off the machine from the end of last month. It is another hack of the Wren blouse. This time I used the square, oh, there's a hair, the square neck top from Friday Pattern Company. And then I left off the buttons, and I left off the cuff and just hemmed it up with some elastic. I really like it in this like eyelet, like broderie anglaise situation. It's very like floaty, hippie 70s, and I have been loving it paired with my new Levi's. These are a flare, which I wasn't sure if I would be into the flare, so I wanted to try some ready to wear before I invested in like making my own pair. Because I do have a couple of pattern options actually. I have the Isle from Chalk and Notch, and then Seamwork released, I think they're called the Chelsea. And then, so I'm a Seamwork member, so like I could just grab that one. And then there's the new Closet Core Jude as well. So lots of options for flares. Oh, and the Jessa by Tilly and the Buttons. That one doesn't have a great size range, but yeah, lots of cool flare options. And now I am like absolutely sold. And so I really like these two together for like all of that 70s hippie feel. Yes, it's definitely like up my alley. This last one I've actually snuck in a couple of times, and I again pulled it out of the laundry because it does need a wash now. But this is the Meg dress from Seamwork. This is my third one, I think. I've made 4 total. One of them is now too big, and then the other 2 are like more wintry, so I've got those packed away. But I've been reaching for this lyocell twill one a whole bunch. I made it for Minerva. It's got the Minerva label in it because the fabric was given to me as a brand ambassador. I don't have to share that on here, but I like to be like as transparent as possible. I'm not required to share on any of my channels, but I love this dress, so I want to share about it anyway. So I didn't explicitly say in my pledge that I needed to wear Me Made every day. And I'm glad I didn't, because I'm glad that I kind of gave myself like a little bit more freedom. Now I have worn, most of my closet is Me Made at this point, but like there was a day where I just really, really wanted to wear this ready to wear sweater that I stole from my mom. And again, like I was kind of having a bit of a hard time, and I was like, I really just want to like wear my mom's sweater. And I thought like, okay, yeah, maybe I could pair it with something that I've made, but like I just don't want to. And so I just wore jeans and my mom's sweater, and it was great. And I think it's an example of how like, yes, I have kind of these like loftier goals. A lot of you guys told me like, whoa, you're going way too far into it. Um, but like I can also scale back like when I want to. So that it's really still about like just being more intentional and like not being on autopilot when I'm getting dressed. So I feel like I've done a really good job of that, and like having the challenge there to push me a little bit has been very helpful, I think. Because yeah, there were definitely days where I was just like, ugh, I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to like reach for something that I know is comfy, and comfort is really important to me. But I also have learned that like I have a lot of other things in my closet that are comfortable, and that do give me like that nice cozy feeling beyond just being t-shirts and jeans or t-shirts and leggings. So that's been really good knowledge. And so now I think I've kind of expanded my kind of like bank of easy outfits. So on days when like I am not feeling very well or am feeling like overwhelmed and I just need to like reach into my closet and make a choice without like overthinking it, I kind of have like, yeah, a bigger bank of things that are easy to wear and that work really well for me. So my third goal was about getting back into the groove of Instagram and getting a bit more connected with makers over there. And I feel like I've kind of dipped my toes into it a little bit, but I've got some more ideas for some point in the future. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make it happen this month, but it has really been nice to be like a little bit more connected with makers on Instagram again. And my fourth goal was all about refashioning and altering some garments that were not working for me. So I've gotten a good start. I had picked 10 things that I wanted to get back into my wardrobe, or at least to try out reworking for the summer. So I've got those here. Now I'll start with this one. This is the Tamzin dress, or was maybe. I'm not sure at what point like pattern hacking kind of turns into its own thing, but this started as a hacked version of the By Hand London Tamzin dress. And I made it last year, and no, I made it 2 years ago. And this is the third iteration because I initially had just hacked it like for the sleeves. I had moved them up a little bit with some elastic here instead of doing the like pleated bell sleeve situation. But I didn't like how the midi skirt is just a gathered rectangle, and so it was really like collapsing under my knees, and it was just not great. So this time of year last year, I took off the skirt and I made it more A-line and was still not reaching for it. And finally, like, I forced myself to wear it and like try to work out what was going on. And it just felt like too clean and too prim and proper. And I don't really have, I love wearing dresses, but yeah, there's like a certain feel that just like wasn't jiving with me. So I thought maybe if I like gather the skirt back up. So I went from having a gathered skirt to not a gathered skirt. And so I put in actually I didn't put in a panel. All I did was chop down the waist ties that used to be tucked into the seam right here. And then I did some lines of shearing, and that just makes the skirt like sit a little bit different. I also raised the hem, yeah, both on the skirt and on the sleeves. And I feel like it has just made it like a little bit more fun and yeah, not so like clean and prim, which is very, very cute, but just like was not jiving with my style and like where I am going. So hopefully by the time I put this video up, I will have taken some pictures so you can see the full thing of it. But I think I'm really happy with it, and I'm excited to wear this a bit more, definitely for this month, but hopefully like well into the summer. And yeah, hopefully third time's the charm on this dress. So next this is the thing that I just finished, but it is the one that I first started, and it just felt like refashioning, or rather altering this skirt just took so long. So I altered my other Natalie skirt last month, and that was super easy. All I did was just take like a chunk out of the center back, and I put a little center back seam into the waistband, brought it all together. It was a really easy alteration. This one though was a size bigger, and so it was like too much to just take out of the back. So I had to remove the whole waistband, cut a new one. I ended up taking chunks out of the center back, these two seams, and the front 2 seams, which like was fine, but it's definitely a thing where like if I work on a project for too long, my ADHD like cannot handle it. Like I get to a certain point where like I've put X amount of time in that I just get like I need it to be over. I need it to be done. And what happened with this is that I got started, but then I didn't have matching thread to finish it because for some reason, when I made this skirt last year, I chose to use like contrasting really dark blue thread. And since I needed to do another buttonhole for my new waistband, like I did want the buttonhole threads to match. So I had to wait to get my new thread, and then like in the meantime I was working on other projects. So when I returned to this one, I was like mentally I was just done, and I had to do all the fiddly bits like adding the belt loops, doing the buttonhole, and I had to reattach these 2 buttons. So it was like all the fiddly work when I had the least amount of patience, which really just kind of reinforces to me that I need to stay like a one project at a time person. Like having multiple projects on the go is not for me. I need to like start and finish a project. So that was a big lesson with this Natalie skirt. I love how it fits now. It is really perfect, and I'm super excited to get lots of wear out of that in the spring and summer. So next was a pretty straightforward alteration that I've actually done before. So this was my first Reynolds dress, and it was really big in the like underarm area. So on my other one, I took the time to bring in this little bit here, like between where the bust dart ends at the side and the underarm. But I didn't do that on this one yet because I was like feeling like I was kind of getting away with it. But because my size has changed, I put it on this year and was like, oh no, like that has to go. So I'd already done that once before, and it is like a bit annoying to unpick all of the understitching of the facing. I ended up taking, I think, 3 centimeters out of each side. So doing a wedge and then like grading it down. It worked really well, but again, was kind of annoying to do. And then my other thing was to redo the hem. So the Reynolds comes with a really cute mitered hem, but where it was hitting on me was it was just too long, and yeah, it didn't feel like me. And so I ended up taking off, I think like 8 centimeters, just like chopping it off and then hemming it at 4.5 centimeters to match like the depth of the top stitching of the facing. And it's really, really cute. It's not quite warm enough to wear this yet, but I'm really excited to have it as it gets warmer. This next one was definitely like my trickiest alteration slash refashion. So this was a hack that I made 2 summers ago using the By Hand London Sandeep pattern. And I had made it for something else, and like the raglan sleeve here was really big, and I had the idea of like, oh, well, if I added elastic through there, that could be something really cute. And I was right. Like, I loved this bodice. So it's got the square neck with the elasticated shoulders, and then instead of the bell sleeve, I again put some elastic in there to have this cute little puff. But what wasn't working at all was the Sandeep has really unique center V darts. And in this very flimsy, not good quality at all viscose, it just like, it wasn't holding. The waistline was super wonky. It was not holding its shape like it should at all. And then again, I had just done a gathered rectangle for the skirt, and it just like was not good. But I couldn't let go of this fabric because it is just like so sunshiny, and it just makes me so happy, even if the quality is terrible. I honestly don't know how long this dress is gonna last. I feel like I finally made something that I really love and like want to wear, but I don't know that I'll get more than one summer out of it because it might just fall apart. But anyway, I took the skirt off. I took the weird darts apart and I like leveled off the bottom there. And then I used kind of a combination of things for the skirt and the waist. So I had seen Sally of Modista Sewing. Is that what it is? Modista Sewing? I'll put her Instagram below. I'm totally blanking on it right now. Sally did a version of the Tilly and the Buttons Mabel dress, but instead of the rectangle skirt, she just did a sheared panel for the waistband and then added an A-line skirt, and it was so, so cute. And I was like, yep, that is what I'm gonna do. So I totally stole her idea and it worked out so well. So I used the waistband and the skirt of the Seamwork Meg, which is like my favorite pattern so far, I think, ever. And I did, instead of doing the double elastic channel that the Meg has, I sheared the waistband instead with, I think, like 5 or 6 lines of shearing, and then I just stretched that to fit into the bodice and the skirt. So the skirt has like a lot of swish and it's super fun from like that nice A-line shape. I got to keep the fun bodice and like the big sleeves, and I am so, so happy with this. And yeah, I will wear it as long as I can. I'm even looking at like where I unpicked the stitching just to add in a label. This one says a bit of a poof. This is from So Queer, and I love it with the like poof sleeve. It's super cute. And yeah, I could go into how like sunflowers are like the gayest thing to me in like the best way, and they just like make me so happy, and they like feel wonderful and important to me. So having a like So Queer label in here with the poof sleeve is perfect. But yeah, so I unstitched like just that tiny bit to slip the label in, and like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have because everywhere that I unpicked, there's just like big holes, and I tried to like steam them and kind of like, you know, swoosh the weave around to get it to sit back again, but it just might not. So yeah, I had to patch up a couple of holes around the waistline. Like there's still that spot I should probably interface because it's wearing thin. I don't know how much wear I'm actually gonna get out of this. I probably should just prioritize finding a new sunflower print because yeah, I love this one so much and I'm really happy with what I finally made, but I just don't know how long it's gonna last. Okay, the last one that I made, I didn't make, I just altered. All I did was raise the hemline on this skirt, and it's better. It's just an elasticated A-line skirt. It's very swishy, very fun and flirty and cute, but I just don't know if I like it. It's better. It's better than it was with the higher hemline. I'm gonna try to give it another couple of wears and see if there's, and maybe like have a full try on in my closet to see if there's like something that really goes with it, something that I like. But I had hoped to like raise the neckline and be like, or not the neckline, the hem, and be like, oh yes, this is it. It's gonna match with everything. I'm gonna love it. And I just like still don't have that feeling. So we'll see. Maybe it'll find a new home. So that's where I'm at halfway through Me Made May. It's been really good for me so far. I did need to kind of manage my pledge a little bit, and like I might not make it through all of my refashions that I had planned, or like start making a bunch of Instagram reels, but I think it's still really good for me to like make those goals, and like if I don't achieve them, like that's okay. Like it is a casual like learning experience for me. So I'm really curious to hear from you guys if you were doing Me Made May at all, or if you were just like, nope, letting it go this year, no worries. But if you did like make a pledge, did you need to scale it back like I did, or if it's going really great? Yeah, you just definitely let me know either in the comments below or go find me on Instagram. You can show me all of your stuff, or we can just connect and talk sewing because I love all of that. But yeah, so this is my little like halfway point check-in, and then I'll probably do another like overall reflection at the end of the month. But yeah, until then, happy Me Made May and happy sewing. Bye!